Good morning. Today is Tuesday, August 26th. Where has this month gone? If you're feeling anything like I am, this summer is just flying by, or the months are just flying by, even though sometimes they feel like they are dragging. Anyway, this week we are using a new casting sticker. This is called Beyond Worlds. I drew the idea and then I was thinking more about it, and this feels to me like what maybe the fool would be camped out thinking before they take that leap, like kind of pondering the great beyond, everything that's like bigger and out there. So I thought it would be neat to just see how this works in a collective reading. The first position is our comforts. The second is the unknown, like what dares us to take this leap. And then we have this little pocket card here for a bridge. And then these will be like the things that help us. And then this is just this unknown vastness energy that we're able to tap into at any time. So let's just get into it, see what we're dealing with this week, and see how the collective wants us to kind of push past our comfort zones. So this is the current energy. This is what we're experiencing. Maybe what's keeping us sheltered in our houses, afraid to go out into the world, right? Like this is safe. It doesn't mean that it's comfortable, but it doesn't mean that it's like the best for us. We have justice. Okay, yeah, that really tracks. If you're paying attention to anything going on in the US right now, I see this as what's keeping us in our comfort zones is maybe the following of rules, even when we know they're not necessarily in our best interest. Like there's been a lot of pushing of those boundaries lately, and then zero accountability. That's on the world stage. To bring it home, you can look at, maybe where your balance is feeling a little off. Like, are you weighing too heavily in what could happen and what might happen instead of just giving yourself the space to take the leap? And so the unknown, this is what waits for us if we dare get past this comfort zone. Like, rules are just kind of guideposts, right? Like, just because somebody says you can't doesn't mean you can't. So maybe this unknown is welcoming us to just kind of go past our own rules. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So this Four of Pentacles is saying, you know what? There's still going to be like a need for conservative efforts when you go into this unknown. So when you're willing to tip the scales in your favor, don't be afraid to take the leap, because you're still going to have some resources available to you because you've already been saving for that, so you can still put yourself out there. The bridge, how best to push past these boundaries in order to explore. This is what we will need for this journey ahead. So this is the energy needed this week to get past any pushes in this like justice system, your own personal justice system, the world's justice system. These are what we dare to have, I swear I'm trying to not make it a political post, but sometimes that just happens, and the cards are like, hey, we need to talk about this. So this is what we need. We have the Two of Wands. And when I see that, it just right away tells me the world is bigger. There's so much more out there that we need to be able to explore. And if you're afraid that you're not going to have enough money, or you're not going to have enough time, or you're not going to have enough resources, the Two of Wands is telling you it's okay, do it anyway. There's always going to be the resources and the time. There's always going to, we manifest and make it when we need it, like think about a time when you didn't think you were going to be able to get through, and then miraculously at the end you did. Maybe it was a friend that stepped in and helped, a relative, or something outside of the box thinking. And I think that's what this world, you know, these Two of Wands is telling us. Like, the world is in your hands, and you have the ability to go out, you know. You don't have to know all the details right away. You just have to take the first step. And that's what the Fool tells us, you know, like, yes, these are the structures and the rules, but maybe you don't agree with it. And maybe you don't agree with what's keeping you in your comfort space. So in order to make the leap into the great unknown, the great beyond, you know that there will be resources. It might be limited, but you still should put yourself out there this week. This is the leap of faith. This is going to help us how to face it, give us guidance. Do I have three Lenny tiles? We've got the tree, the lily, and the moon. When I see those three together as the action steps or as kind of guidance for this reading, I'm thinking about how the many ways that it's like we've been patient long enough and we've been feeling the stir to branch out. And now with the moon in there, this is the time, this is the cycle. The spotlight is on you, so put yourself out there. You've been feeling the roots growing, and so now it's time to just really tap into your ancestral knowledge, tap into your connections, and know that as long as you go at things with that pure of heart, that this cycle is saying that this is just really that time for that. Like, there is a spotlight on your virtue and the ability to branch out, you know. So it's take the leap, because you've been making the work for a while under the scenes, behind the scenes. So this is an oracle deck. I'm trying to find it's probably in there, whatever. I thought I had the card, the explanation card, but we'll see. If it shows up, it's just instructions. Anyway, so this is the vastness. This is the energy that along this journey, this week, this month, that one jumped out, so that's the one that it is. Is it bad shuffling or is it a jumper? Either way. Nightmare. Yes. Okay, great. Thanks. How's she going to spin this? So the nightmare is basically saying that's the unknown, right? And sometimes nightmares can be motivators. And so if you feel like things feel a bit nightmarish or not so great, you have the ability to assess the root of that. That's that vastness that we can tap into. And the good thing about something that we don't love presenting itself is now we can find the solution to move forward. And I see that again in this bridge, is looking beyond our own place and seeing the greater world, and seeing how our actions may affect our local communities, our home, our family, and just the bigger picture. And to know that this is part of our ancestry and this is part of this cycle. Conserve where you need to, but know that the resources will always be available. That's this week's reading. Sometimes they just roll off the tongue, and sometimes they don't. And if you're new to my world, please be sure to like and subscribe this video and share with your other tarot enthusiast friends or people who just like a general reading for the week. If you enjoy the tarot casting, be sure to pop on over to my Patreon. The link is in the show notes. And I have some exciting stuff coming up, a couple collaborations, one with my friend Erin. We're going to be doing a video on astrology, tarot casting type stuff. But anyway, that's about it. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you push yourself past your comfort zones, even just for a little bit. Put yourself out there. I'll see you next week. Bye.